Here's something nobody talks about. The most powerful psalm in the Bible is also the shortest. 2 tiny verses. That's it. No drama. No long speeches. Just truth, wrapped in simplicity. And yet, it shakes the heavens. Why? Because in God's world, power isn't about how much you say, but how deeply you believe. Maybe you've been carrying too much lately. Anxiety, frustration, that quiet ache that follows you around like a shadow. You've tried everything, silence, advice, even distractions, but peace still slips through your fingers. What if the real answer wasn't longer prayers, but stronger faith? What if Psalm 117 held the key all along? In this video, you're not just going to hear a prayer, you're going to feel it. You'll walk away with more than words. You'll gain clarity, comfort, and maybe for the first time in a long while, you'll feel truly heard. Ready to find peace and joy that doesn't fade? Good. Let's begin. Sometimes, the smallest things carry the deepest power. Psalm 117 may only have 2 verses, but it echoes through the ages like a thunderclap of divine truth. The angels don't measure prayers in length. They respond to faith. It's like whispering, "I believe," and feeling heaven lean in. People often think they need hours of praying or lofty words to touch God's heart. But truth be told, it's not about the number of words. It's about the weight of your belief. The Bible is filled with examples where short, bold faith unlocked miracles. Think of Peter crying, "Lord, save me," and the waves obeyed. This video shines a light on that same power, anchored not in how much you say, but in how deeply you mean it. It invites the listener to pause, breathe, and believe that even a simple line from Psalm 117, when spoken with sincerity, can shake the heavens. But what happens when that faith is shared out loud, guided by someone who believes just as fiercely? The voice guiding this prayer doesn't come from a place of perfection, it comes from experience. From someone who's walked through fire, stumbled in the dark, and still chosen to pray. That's why when they speak of peace and joy, it feels real, like water in a desert. They're not just reading a psalm, they're opening a portal. Challenges don't ask for permission to show up. One day it's your finances, the next your emotions feel like a broken compass. But this prayer isn't about ignoring problems. It's about inviting divine solutions into them. That's what sets it apart. It's not positive thinking, it's faith in motion. There's something magnetic about a person who prays as if the answer is already on the way. And that's exactly what you'll witness here. Through the lens of the Bible, with the comfort of angels near, the speaker becomes a living example that solutions aren't found by chance, but by connection. So what happens when someone prays like that for you? There's something incredibly freeing about knowing you don't have to impress God with fancy words. Jesus made that crystal clear. He wasn't moved by long speeches, but by honest hearts. It's not the volume of your voice, but the depth of your faith that echoes in heaven. That truth can change how you pray forever. Too often, people get stuck thinking they need a perfect prayer script, like they're reciting a resume for a divine interview. But Jesus flipped that mindset. He pointed to a child's trust, a widow's 2 coins, a thief's last-minute cry, and said that's faith. The Bible reminds us, faith moves mountains, not eloquence. And here's where the prayer in this video becomes so powerful. It breaks that pressure. It creates space where your whisper is just as strong as a shout. That's the beauty of this moment. You're not just hearing words. You're stepping into a reminder that God responds to sincerity, not performance. So, what happens when you finally let your guard down? There's a quiet strength in writing your pain down and releasing it. When viewers are invited to share their prayer requests, it's more than a comment. It's an act of faith. It's saying, "I'm not alone," and trusting that someone will pray over your need. That kind of openness, it invites angels to act. In a world where everyone scrolls fast and talks louder, this is a sacred pause. Imagine thousands of people from all corners of the world lifting each other up in prayer through a simple post. That's no small thing. That's a digital upper room, a corner of the internet where the Bible still breathes and faith becomes contagious. And the beauty is, these requests don't disappear. They get seen, spoken, and included in the next wave of prayers. Like seeds planted in fertile ground, they begin to grow in places you can't even see. So, what might shift in your life if you dared to type just one line of faith? There's a reason the speaker gently insists. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and share. It's not for numbers. It's because every new person who joins this journey becomes another spark of light in a world that often feels dim. When someone prays with you, hope grows faster. That's just how faith multiplies. Think of it like this. Every share is a seed. You don't know whose phone it'll land on or what silent battle they're fighting. But maybe, just maybe, your act of clicking share becomes the answer they were begging for. That's not social media. That's ministry. The Bible teaches us that when the word is sown, it never returns empty. And subscribing? That's your way of saying, I'm not done growing. It's choosing to stay connected, not just to content, but to community, to reminders, to a rhythm of prayer. Because let's face it, we all need nudges to remember we're not walking alone. So, what if the next notification carries the very message your heart's been waiting for? This prayer doesn't tiptoe around pain. It walks right into it, head held high, calling it by name. Affliction, fear, that tight ache in your chest when life doesn't make sense, it's all laid at God's feet. And in that moment, something shifts. That's the power of honest pray. It opens the door to transformation. We've all felt it, that invisible weight that drains your energy and clouds your thoughts. But this prayer dares to ask for a trade. Fear for peace, pain for joy, anguish for answers. And it's not wishful thinking, it's biblical. Angels show up where faith is real, and the Bible is full of stories where one cry to heaven changed everything. And what's truly remarkable, the shift doesn't always start outside, it begins within. Suddenly, you breathe deeper, think clearer, hope again. That's not magic, it's divine intervention. And once you taste that kind of peace, you can't help but want more. So, what if this prayer is just the beginning? As the video draws to a close, there's no rush, only reverence. The blessing comes like a gentle seal, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It's not just ritual, it's covering. A holy protection that wraps around every heart watching. In moments like this, angels linger longer. There's power in knowing that this isn't a one-time thing. The speaker promises to return, with more psalms, more pray, more light for the days ahead. That kind of consistency creates trust. The Bible calls it daily bread. For a reason, we need nourishment, not just inspiration. So this farewell isn't really a goodbye. It's more like a see you in the next prayer, a divine appointment waiting to happen. And deep down, every viewer senses it. This is just a spark in a bigger flame. So, what might unfold if you made this space a regular part of your walk with God? Now that you've received this blessing, the question is, what will you do with it? Will you let it sit quietly in your heart? Or will you turn it into action? Because peace isn't just something you feel. It's something you carry. And joy, real joy, that comes when you live what you just heard. So ask yourself, what fear can you surrender today? What pain are you finally ready to let go of? And who in your life needs to hear this prayer right now, not later? Sometimes, the way forward isn't more effort. It's more faith. The kind that moves mountains, even if it's just the mountain inside your own chest. Don't let this be your last step. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and stay connected to the Word, to the Bible, and to this growing community of faith. Keep inviting angels into your day. Keep choosing to pray. Because the more you walk this path, the more heaven walks with you.